To replace the battery in your Centeron monitor, you will need a medium-sized Phillips screwdriver, a pair of wire cutters whose cutters are at the very nose of the cutters. Optionally, you will need a pair of needle nose pliers, and if you'd like to check the battery voltage, you will need a voltmeter that's capable of reading a DC voltage range of at least 15 volts. You will also need your spare battery from Centeron and some small gauge tie wraps. In order to change the battery, after you have removed the monitor from your tank, locate the 3 screws at the base and simply remove them carefully, making sure that you keep them. When you have removed the screws, grasp it firmly by the base and the top and apply a slight rocking motion to it and carefully separate the base from the top. Don't worry about the alignment. I will show you how to realign that later. Notice also that there is an O-ring present. Make sure that that stays in the channel that's provided for it. Notice that the battery is right there. You have a location here where the battery connects, and you have the location through here where the tie wrap goes. What you'll need to do first is to carefully cut the tie wrap, being careful not to apply pressure to any of the components on the board. Notice that there are some very small and very delicate components on the board, so use extreme caution when you're removing that. Now, with either your fingers or with the needle nose, if you choose to do that, you can remove the tie wrap and discard that. The battery, slide to the side, and there is a very small tab towards the top that if you push it in, will release the battery connection. Not sure we can see that on the video, but very small little tab through the center between those other 2 tabs there, and pushing that down pushes the little locking mechanism out of the way and allows you to slide the tab out. Once those 2 steps are done, just remove the battery. You'll take your new battery, which will often have a tie wrap of its own in there, as well as some connection protector, which is a gel that will keep it from corroding. Remove the battery from the case. All you do then is slide the feet back in, position the battery so that the holes for the tie wrap line up properly with the battery itself. Make sure the battery is flush to the case inside. Take the connector so that the tabs point inside towards the battery. Insert the tabs all the way until it won't go any further. And holds on its own. Then take the provided tie wrap, insert one end through the hole provided, bring the other end around through the other hole, slide that up and through, insert it through the tie wrap's other end, and cinch it tight. It's important that you not forget this step, because forgetting to put the tie wrap in there can allow the battery to flop around in the event that the unit is dropped, and that can damage the electronics. So the tie wrap is an important part. Now, when you return the unit to service, the first thing to notice is that there is an indentation on the side of the board, and there is a very delicate component right there on that side of the board. That's the thing that senses the magnet. It's made of glass, so be careful. Again, make certain that the O-ring is properly seated all the way around so that it's not going to get pinched. If the O-ring seems a little bit dry, you may want to put a little bit of silicone grease on that to facilitate this from sliding in. Now, if you look inside, you'll notice that there is a small rectangular indentation that corresponds to the location of the magnet. You want that side to line up with the magnet indentation in the board. So basically, it's going to go in like that. Bring the two units together. Make sure that they align on the bottom. If the holes don't line up, you have got it misaligned to the magnet. You'll need to rotate it carefully until the holes line up properly. Once they're lined up, carefully press, alternating from one side to another to make it go in even. You'll know if it's in properly because it'll get almost all the way in, all the way around. Return the screws to their proper holes and retighten them tightly enough so that they suck that little excess in on the bottom, but only finger tight. They don't have to be very tight. Just make sure that they're taking that last 1/16 of an inch of that base position up as you tighten them. See how that just kind of sucks that right up there. That's what you want to do for all three. And again, last little bit, and that's it. You have now changed your battery. You may, if you want, pull the magnet on a cellular unit to give it about 20 seconds for it to contact the tower and send the data. When that 20 seconds is up, you can return the unit to service or put the magnet back in to store the unit for future use. That's how you change the battery on a Centeron.